guys, so first thing, I know people hate when YouTubers apologize, but I was not planning on not posting videos last week. It just kind of happened. I didn't really plan well for it, and I actually filmed and uploaded a No Makeup Monday on my Patreon because I just wasn't happy with it overall. It seemed like a disingenuous video, so I didn't want to upload it to my YouTube channel because it was on a very sensitive subject, and I just wanted to be well informed when I did the video, and it just wasn't my level. I don't know, I just wasn't happy with it, so I didn't want to upload it. Can we talk about my bangs? These are my bangs. They look like another ponytail on top of my ponytail. It looks like I have really bad extensions in or something. I wanted today to be a very chill, relaxed kind of video. I actually just thought of this video idea today, so it's a very spur of the moment kind of video, and usually I haven't filmed one like this in a little while, but inspiration struck and I thought I would take advantage and film today's No Makeup Monday on this subject because it's something I feel very passionate about, especially as I get older. And I just want to share it with the world in case there are others like me out there who may be feeling guilt of some kind, and I just want to comfort you and tell you it's gonna be okay. So this kind of stems from the idea of society telling us that we need to do this, this, and this to lead a fulfilling life, right? You feel like you don't want to look back and wish you had, traveled more or met more people or done more things with your life. And no one wants to feel like that, but I feel like that is an intense pressure on us growing up and just living our lives. And everyone's different, and I feel like society puts way too much pressure on things like traveling and meeting new people every single day of your life and sleeping when you're dead, which, that's the stupidest idea ever. I'm so frustrated whenever I hear people say that, tweet that, talk about it in a video. I hate the idea of sleeping when you're dead. That does not make sense to me. You need your rest. Like, I'm such a mom when it comes to that. I'm a grandma when it comes to sleeping because I love my sleep. And that's not like a relatable thing. Who doesn't love their sleep? But of course there are moments where you want to just continue to live life and not go to sleep, at 10 p.m. so you can get a full night's rest. Of course there are those nights where you stay up until 4 in the morning doing whatever it is you're doing. But not every weekend needs to be like that, and I feel like, when you see all these successful people or these extroverts, because that's going to come into play, living their life to the fullest, and us introverts, I don't want to categorize because it's not really about introversion and extroversion. You could be an extrovert and hate traveling. It's not about that. But us other people who see that, who aren't doing those things, we have a feeling of missing out possibly, or we have a feeling of regret of, how am I living my life? Why am I living my life doing nothing when everyone else is out there living theirs? And I think that feeling is bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm tired of feeling guilty for having multiple chill days in a week of nothing but Netflix. I don't want to apologize for days like that. I don't want to be shamed for doing exactly what I, Sarah Hawkinson, want to be doing. And I think a lot of people look at people like me who live not the most exciting life in their eyes. I don't go out every weekend. I don't go out much at all. I don't travel much. But yet I sit here and I don't feel like I'm missing out on much. I used to, but as I've gotten older, I feel like, you know what, no, this is exactly what I want to be doing. Traveling is a lot of work for me. It's a lot of stress as someone with anxiety, as a shy, introverted person who doesn't like to leave their home. Traveling's hard. Of course I can push myself. I travel sometimes. I try to go to a new place every year. The past 3 years I've successfully done that. But I'm a one trip a year kind of person, and I still like it to be close to home because I've never left the country. I never got an airplane until last year. And I think a lot of people would look at that and feel sorry for me. But it's like, no. That was the soonest I had the opportunity to do that financially. And also the soonest that I wanted to. And I think we need to redefine the definition of living life to the fullest, because that definition is different for everyone. And I don't feel like I need to feel guilty or regret the life that I've lived so far, given that I've not done a lot with my life. And this idea kind of struck when I went to LA in May. As you guys know, I went to Southern California. I went to DragCon, and it was the first time I had ever been in SoCal. And it kind of hit towards the end of the trip. I realized in that moment, traveling is just not for me. And it doesn't mean I don't want to continue to travel a little bit. I don't want to be so sheltered where I'm just like living in NorCal the rest of my life. And I mean, I'll probably live here the rest of my life, but as far as like traveling, getting out and things like that, I shouldn't feel bad of like, you know, not wanting to explore the world as much as the next person. The answer to my title is, yes, I used to regret the life that I've led so far in a sense of, oh, I should have done that when I was younger or something like that. But I have a lot of, you know, years left to live. If I really wanted to leave the country, there are a million years I could do it in the future. And I don't necessarily need to do it every single year like some people do or can or try to do. I feel like I'm not meant to, it's a lot of stress for me traveling. So for me, it's not necessarily always worth it to travel that much or to go out all the time with my friends and stuff. That's hard for me. That's just not in my disposition, and I'm tired of feeling like I should be shamed for that. And, you know, I'm not trying to be the quirky girl who just hangs out at home with her cats on Netflix. Like, that's, you know, it's over. That joke's done. But that is me, and I'm not trying to, like, be relatable here. I'm just extending my thoughts as far as, like, I'm tired. I'm tired of feeling guilty over not doing things when I have done exactly what I've always wanted to do in those moments. I've never, you know, I mean, of course we do things we don't want to do. Of course we do things that we want to do when we shouldn't, and there are other things to do. But as far as like what society tells us we should do to live a fulfilling life, I feel like I can look back on my life and say I'm pretty fulfilled. I've watched some amazing movies in my life, and I know it's so lame to some people. I am sure they're listening and they're like, oh, you need to get out more. But that's exactly it. I don't want to regret my past because it's exactly what I wanted in that moment. I didn't want to travel, so I don't. I don't want to, you know, go to a bar. So I don't, and that's okay. It's okay to not do those things, and you can still live a completely fulfilling life and be content and happy with where you are. Of course, I think everyone should experience different cultures and different ways of life, and just to, you know, see things like that. You can do some of that from the comfort of your own home. I'm just saying. It's just interesting to see the reactions I get when I tell people I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been on a roller coaster. That sounds like torture to me, so I'm totally fine going my whole life not ever riding a roller coaster, but some people are looking at me like, okay. You know, I thought maybe as I got older I would get the urge to travel more, and I know I'm focusing a lot on travel, but this has to do with everything. It has to do with socializing and getting out or doing things that society tells us we should to be happy in life. But I focus on travel because that seems to be like the highlight of what people say you need to do as your bucket list to have lived a content life, you know? But it was really LA that sealed it in for me that I'm not a wanderlusting person. I don't get the urge to travel much. And that's okay. I want you guys to know that that's okay. It's okay that I do it. If you feel the same, it's okay. I don't think that I will look back 10 years from now and wish that I did more in my 20s, because who says you have to do a bunch of shit in your 20s? Like, you do a bunch of stuff in your 30s and 40s and 50s, you know? Like, there's no limit to that. And I feel like 20-year-olds specifically get a lot of pressure to do a lot of things by a certain age because you'll just get too old. And obviously there are health issues that go along with that. You do age, like it's not like I'm gonna be the exact same 20 years from now. But it doesn't mean that I can't do those things. At least this is my thought process for where I'm at in life right now. And I'm just tired of feeling that guilt or that, should I be doing more? Should I say yes more? Which maybe possibly sure. I don't do a lot and I probably should. I am very keen on saying no, so I apologize to my real friends in real life. But I am trying to, you know, kind of open myself up because I do have a lot of fun when I do say yes to things, but I think it's a balance. It's a balance between knowing when to say no and knowing when it's okay to say yes for you personally, because some people are just so different. Every single person is you know, completely different in what they view life as and what life should be and what they want to do to make it a good life for them. So just stop shaming people for not wanting to do the same things as you, because that's okay. It's totally okay for, you know, to have those differences, and you may not understand. I don't understand necessarily traveling 50 times a year, but everyone is an individual and everyone's going to do what they want to do with their life. So let's just leave it to them. I'd love to know your thoughts on this down below. If you have experienced something like this, like a thought process like this, if you've ever felt guilt or regret over your life. I talk with my hands a lot, I'm sorry. Please let me know if you've ever felt that regret for your past and thinking, man, I wish I went to more high school parties or something like that, you know, just some kind of experience that you feel like you've missed out on, and then rethink it as far as like, well, in that moment you probably wanted to do something else. Of course, it comes down to also being able to do some things, because sometimes we want to do something and we can't. But that's a different thing. I'm not talking about that. Anyway, share your experiences down below, your thoughts, if you agree, you disagree, whatever it may be down below. I hope this was enjoyable. Hopefully it helps some of you out, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.